and Harry are back, and the filming company crew. It's Talk of the Town 32. Come on. Yes, welcome to the People's Pension Stadium, where the Reds take on Exeter this afternoon. Are we calling them high-flying Exeter?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Well, no, flat out. They are the league's top goal scorers, though. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's
about the fourth time in the last 5 minutes.
Listen, I don't do a lot of prep, but I make sure I get my efforts worth out of the prep. We've got a really packed show this afternoon. John Yems is going to be coming by. He's on his way over. We'll be taking a look back to Tuesday's action. We will have Sam and Tom did an interview with Glenn Morris. We've got pitching in with Complete Turf Care. Erdem Salim will be coming by, and Craig Bratt will be giving us the view from Exeter. So we have loads of stuff. Not a lot of chatting for me and you today, Harry.
Or swimming.
Oh, no swimming today. No. Swimming in banter, hopefully. Of course, you can't get to the game this afternoon, although not long, people. Hold firm. There's not long until we'll be back. But at home, you can watch the game on iFollow.
In your heart, in spirit, in soul, you make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks, you're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one, abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There's no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. And you can't be there with iFollow.
Yeah, of course, if you are a season ticket holder, you will have your code, so you will get the game free of charge anyway. If you're not a season ticket holder, do not fear. Just £10, you can get the action here in just under an hour's time. The Reds obviously were away to Grimsby on Tuesday night. Let's take a look back at how the Reds got on up in... Wait, where is it? Not Yorkshire, is it? Grimsby. Humberside. Okay, the Reds got on in Humberside. We're joined now by the manager, John Yems. John, thank you very much for joining us. Last time you were here was last Saturday in the home game, and we spoke a little bit about how we weren't on the greatest form, but we needed everyone sort of inside the club, outside the club, to stick together. We got a big result, late goal, and sort of great boost for the club. Okay, difficult performance away at Grimsby on Tuesday night, but not too much to be too down about, I suppose, really.
No, see, I've said right from day one, we don't mind getting a little bit of stick when things are going a bit pear-shaped, but I don't know what is pear-shaped and what's good anymore. I know we haven't won a few, but, we're getting a little bit of criticism, which I don't like very much. It's, we win together. In that dressing room and as a club, we all win together. So when I send a side out there, that's me going out there, that's you going out there. It's not trying to hide from anything, because I'm annoyed because you lose. Of course you are. You're happy when you win, yes, for 10 minutes, then you've got to look on to the next one. But, I know a lot of fans are hard to please, but I don't think there's going to be too many fans that are saying that they had a season that's up and down. And just for us to keep going on like we've been going, and even be in contention, to be in both positions, if you like, I think that's a great achievement of what we've done and what we've used. You've only got to look at the other sides, the Bradfords and the Boltons and the Tranmeres. It's not rocket science that the money clubs really come through at the end, is it? Because they've had a good spend up.
And I suppose it's interesting, the mentality of football fans in general, because all those clubs you just mentioned. Okay, Tranmere sort of seem to get themselves together. They're pushed on quite early, but the likes of Bolton, the likes of Bradford. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and people were talking about Bradford. Oh yeah, they're on for a playoff charge, and you're still sitting there going, well, everyone's doom and gloom about Crawley and how our season is fizzling out, but actually, if you look at the league table, if the season was to start now, us and Bradford, Bolton even, they're in a similar position, just maybe with a less budget.
Yeah, but that's what I say. It's not, as I said, the lads are giving everything they got. We've had a few bad injuries. You know what? I don't know too many other clubs at any level can go and lose 2 players in one game for a start of, and then you've got a game again on the Tuesday. We've got a game today, we've got a game Tuesday, we've got a game Saturday, we've got a game Tuesday, we've got a game. And it's difficult to make sure that the lads that are coming on are fit, match fit, because I know they're not, because they haven't played enough 90 minutes in their legs. We haven't had enough time on the training ground. You can look at it 2 ways, as whinging, or let's get on with it, enjoying it, because I'm doing the both. Of course you're going to moan when you lose, but I don't blame anybody. Well, I don't think I do. But so you get on to the next one, and the lads are getting fitter, but then you might have to change it again because you know that they can't do the 90 minutes. So, you're sitting there more like a juggler than a manager sometimes.
Yeah, and go.
I was just going to say, I thought Tuesday summed up just the old saying that anyone could be anyone in this league. I kind of went away from that thinking, we've actually we've played pretty well. I don't think we got the rub of the green in the right areas, a couple of decisions and stuff. The lads from Grimsby sitting around us were saying, I don't know how we've won that. So there's a lot to be positive about performance-wise coming into today.
It's always positive. If we come off the pitch knowing that you've had a go, we're coming off the pitch knowing that we should have scored a lot more goals.
Yeah.
If you come off the pitch thinking we ain't creating, we're getting absolutely opened up like a tin of beans, we're getting absolutely mullered every week. We ain't. Touch wood, it don't happen today, but these are a good side, Exeter, as we all know. And what we can do is put out the players that we've got out there. We haven't got I keep hearing about how many players we got. We just had a talk up today. We got available about 21 first team players. That's all we got available.
Yeah.
Do I moan? No. Do you put a side out? Every side I put out will be doing their best for this football club.
And so you touched on there, sort of only 21 senior players. Can you give us an update on any of the injury news? I know you're not going to go into too much detail.
No. Tony Craig's making better progress than Dallow is at the minute, but you won't see them for a while. Sam Matthews could be out. He's having an MRI on his knee on Monday, which again is another blow. We've had a couple of other little knocks and tweaks into the ground. At the training ground. Listen, but am I enjoying it? Yes, I'm enjoying it. Are the fans enjoying it? Yes, when you win, which I understand. But, good fans, and which a lot of the Crawley fans are, we need you when things ain't going so well. And that's what I'm saying about, I can't tell what a good season or a bad season is. I said right at the beginning of the season, if we stay up this year and there's still a football club at the end of the season, with the COVID, with lack of money, with this, with everything, we've had a good year. But there's 20 other managers saying the same thing.
Yeah.
You talk about results, I'd be more shocked when Forest Green get beat by Southend. At home. So you're looking at it and you're thinking, like you say, there's not one team here that I wouldn't want to play again. Put it that way.
And I think you made a good point there about anyone beating anybody, because I was up at Grimsby on Tuesday and I'm looking at the weather. I'm not making excuses, but I'm looking at the weather. I'm looking at the pitch, thinking this is going to be tough. And I'm sure I said it live on air. I said this is going to be tough today. But equally, we come here, Exeter, who are scoring goals for fun. They're in the playoffs, and I'm sitting here going, oh, quite fancy. I just predicted that we'd win this afternoon. You think it doesn't make sense, but that is League Two, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, it's football, because we are at the minute. We're not settled. We're not a settled side because we haven't had the opportunity to be yet. And once again, not making excuses. You sell a top goal scorer, and we haven't replaced him at the minute. We've got to go out and look at that. We've got to get your combinations going. You've got to get we've had to change it a little bit. We are trying to find our best shape. This time of year, normally in a normal season, it's 2 months to go to the end of a season, practically, give or take. But we got 18 games to go. And not crying in me beer or whatever you want to say it, and it's the same for all the managers that I'm speaking to. I wouldn't even bet money now on who's going up and who's going down. Not a chance. It's like the season started again, for want of a better word.
Newport were the greatest thing since sliced bread a month or two ago, and they've plummeted since.
Yeah.
Difficult January for them.
Oh, it's difficult for everybody, but all I'm saying is with the fans, I don't like the negativity. I don't mind about if they want to have a pop at me, they know where the office is and they know where I am. Come and see. But I hope it don't start getting personal and things start pointing fingers, because 6 months ago, when we was where we were, and well, it weren't even that long ago, and you're beating Leeds, and it's the same players, it's the same side. I'm the same manager. For someone that won, you're beating Leeds, and what a great job, this and that and the other. For all of a sudden, someone that you wouldn't even let run the Crawley Crawley Scout acts. You know what I mean? It don't change. You're the same people.
I'm not sure I'd let you run the Crawley
No,
Scouts,
nor would I. Just got myself in it a bit there.
You spoke about obviously players dropping out. That leads to opportunities for others to step in. Cerula, Radari, thought McNerney was impressive on Tuesday. So it's not like you're scrambling around trying to chuck 16, 17-year-olds in that other clubs might be. There are talented players to come into the squad.
Yeah, but the thing is, I just said they are, but where they haven't been playing all season, we haven't. I made a statement at the beginning of the season we was going to play friendlies, which we started to do, and then with the COVID restrictions, with everything else, you can't play other sides. So we got players standing around, and it's a credit to them all the players, that they're keeping themselves, and we're keeping them as fit as we can, as much as you can, without disrupting the team all the time. Of course, it's going to take different players, different pairings. You don't get Max, who only played a couple of months, to score the goals that him and Nico and Nadders was setting up. That's changed again there. So we got to start another couple of pairings going on, and then we might sell someone else for £1 million, and then people might be smiling again.
And it's a difficult one, I know, but we have. Looking at the league table, we've got 4 tough games coming up.
I'm glad you've asked this question.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those when it's difficult because people are going to want us to ask the question. Do you think the next 4 games will define our season, or like in terms of you go and win them, you're right back in the promotion hunt because you're taking points off the teams above, or you lose them? Are you looking at going, okay, that could be the end? What are you thinking?
Well, it's funny because some people think I'm a miserable git, and some people think you're being truthful. And I've said from day one, every point we get, it's another point away from relegation. And where you'll be at the end of the season is where you deserve to be. The next 4 games, to me, we beat them Morecambe here, we beat them Tranmere here.
Convincingly as well.
We should have beaten Exeter away.
Should have beaten Exeter, don't get me on that one. But no, they're all tough games, but they're the games that you love playing. They're the ones that you want to play. But this season, everyone's got something to play for, it seems. When people say to me about an easy game, they've got nothing to play for. Well, everyone's got something to play for now because you're all waiting for that stone to plummet, and let's just hope it ain't got red and white on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, we haven't had the team sheets here yet, but I understand David Radari comes into the starting lineup. Is that
yes,
right?
David Radari starting up front.
We were saying we were quite excited to see him today from the start. He's come off the bench.
Yeah.
Is that a signing that you're excited about seeing?
Yeah. I tried to sign him at Bournemouth. We tried to sign him here when I first came back, and he was injured at Hastings. But no, listen, once again, see, the boys come out of non-league. Normally, you'd like a couple of friendlies and that to bed in him, but we haven't. And the lads, he's taken to the lads. We've done some work with him and Tom and Nadders. And it is what it is. He's the future. But they're learning their trade. We're learning and doing things in games where you would be doing them in practice matches. So, of course, we're sitting there getting frustrated and looking at what you're doing because they are. And you're learning things, good things, bad things, but you're learning. And everyone's evolving as a football club. And I think if we all stick together like you've got to at Crawley, we all have to. Yes, we all get the hump. Yes, we all enjoy when we're winning. But most importantly, this year, I don't think anyone can say that we haven't tried in any game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely agree.
Yeah, brilliant. John, thank you very much for joining
No
us.
problem.
Appreciate your time this afternoon. We'll be joined after this break by Craig Bratt from Exeter, but let's have a little look from advert from the People's Pension.
2017, £30 million has been lost to pension scammers. That's about 26,000 Premier League season tickets. During these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to defend your hard-earned money. Be on the ball to anyone contacting you out of the blue. Find out more about pension scams and how to avoid them by visiting our website.
Yes, we're back, and we are joined by, despite the fact he's wearing his Exeter badge, we all know he's wanting Crawley to win it this afternoon.
Become a neutral clothes.
Yeah. No, Kelly. He's got his Crawley shirt underneath that jacket, I'm sure. Craig, thanks for joining us once again. All good at Exeter?
All good. Really enjoying myself. Season seems like it'll never end, and we've had about 1 million games called
I
off.
was going to say, nice to come to an away game and go ahead.
Nice, like, you know, after getting to Barrow and it being called off 45 minutes before kick-off, it's nice to see a stadium with a nice pitch and there's no risk of this one being on.
Oh, yeah. Now you've said that, something's going to happen. Yeah, no risk at all. Yeah, something will happen. You just know it. I mentioned at the start of the show and about 85 times before the show, Exeter are the highest scoring team in the division, and that's having played sort of a couple of games less than a lot of the teams above them. Is that very much what Exeter are about? Good attacking side, get scoring more, outscoring the opposition?
Yeah, it's been hard to keep up this season. I mean, it's worth mentioning, I mean, of the 51 goals we've scored, I think 13 of them came in 1 week when we scored. I think we scored 3 at Cheltenham, 6 against Colchester, 4 at Grimsby. But yeah, no, they're a side, you know, the way we play, we've got, you know, a really good player, Matt Jay, who's sort of a fluid attacking mid striker. He's scored a few. Ryan Bowman, top scorer, with 13. So yeah, it's been hard to keep up this season, actually, the amount of goals we've been scoring, because we enjoy a high-scoring game.
What about the other end? Because if you instantly look at the highest scoring team in the league, to not necessarily see them in the top 3, top 4, you might think something's not quite going right at the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, I think of all the teams in the playoffs, I think we've conceded, or in the top 10 even, I think we've conceded the most. Like I said, we've had some 3-2s, some 5-3s this season. We've not had as many clean sheets as I know the manager would have liked. I mean, we've not had enough 1-0 wins as we like. You know, like I said, they're always high scoring. But I think it's important, you know, as long as you're scoring more than you're conceding, you're doing all right.
Craig, can you hold your mic higher up? I've got no.
Sorry.
I've got a Geordie in my ear going,
Right.
It's cutting out, man, it's cutting out. When Crawley came down to Exeter, from a Crawley point of view, and I'm sure you see both, from a Crawley point of view, we were disappointed that was that subtle enough, was it? This one got the earphones so we can subtly tell people that. From a Crawley point of view, disappointing not to at least get a point out of the game, because we actually played really well, didn't we? We were 1-0 up, and there was a couple of really sloppy goals, a rare mistake from Glenn. How are Exeter coming into this? Are they thinking, do you know what, we should beat Crawley, or are they going, this is going to be a tough game?
Are you warning people, maybe in the office and amongst the team, going, it's not quite as simple as it seems going down to Crawley?
No, I know the manager, he never goes into a game expecting or knowing that they should beat them. Because I think, especially we've seen this season in the last week, Grimsby beating Crawley in the week, Barrow and Southend, you know, Southend beating Forest Green, anyone can beat anyone. So they never go into a game expecting or knowing that they definitely will beat someone. Like you said, that game down at the Park early in the season, I think
The Park.
the manager got to do the Devon lingo now. The manager, you know, he admitted even in the press conference on Thursday, he said, you know, Crawley, you know, probably deserved to end that one, and like it was a fluke goal from Ryan Bowman, wasn't it, when it came off his backside? Yeah, it's one of those seasons anyone's beaten anyone at the moment.
Yeah, and like one thing I noticed about Exeter is they have a lot of goal scorers. Like I think 15 different. About 15 different goal scorers this season already, like which is always a positive sign of a team who's looking to get promoted. One thing, looking at that list, it's quite a settled side. It seems to me to be a very similar side to they've had the last 2 or 3 years, Exeter, and they're a side they bring in players.
It's a good model.
They're a settled squad. Yet they always seem to miss out in the playoffs. But
God,
like,
I knew you'd mention something like that.
yeah, but the likes of Nicky Law, it's like he's been around, he's been there. Do you think the experience that Exeter have, maybe over the likes of Crawley and other teams that are sort of around the promotion hunt, do you think that will sort of be important as the season goes on?
I think partly, you know, everyone knows about Exeter's academy. Lots of academy. In the lineup today, there's 8 academy players in the squads. They've come up together. They've stayed together, and you know, they're not a club that chops and changes every summer either. You know, the boys all know each other. They stick together all the time. You mentioned Nicky Norlow. We were unlucky to lose him in January because he's been wanting to go to America for years. He got the opportunity to go to the USL. But no, we've got, you know, like the Pierce Sweeney, Jake Taylor, some experience in there, but also you've got the youngsters from the academy that have been together for years.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring in Salim in a second. If someone could sort Salim out with a mic, we're going to bring him straight in a second.
The production today.
The
production.
Yeah. Well, normally I go to a break so they have time to get him a mic. But we're going to go to Salim very very shortly to get the Crawley point of view. But Craig, what are your predictions for the result this afternoon?
I'm not making a prediction today.
You have to.
I'm not making a prediction today. I am staying professional, strictly professional, and.
That means he thinks Crawley's going to win.
Yeah.
That means he thinks Crawley's going to win.
May the best team win.
Craig, thank you very much. Have a safe journey back down to Devon this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers. I thought you was about to say something. Well, cheers, Craig. We're going to bring in Salim. Come. Yeah, come on, I'll pass it to Nick the Geordie. Come on down, Salim. Salim.
That was a smooth.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's not a lot about this show that is smooth. Salim, how are you?
Not bad, thank you very much.
Rascal
Hope you lot
scarf, very nice.
Oh, thanks. It's a bit cold, chilly, you know what I mean?
It's underrated, Cole. We should have. I mean, again, we could have set up in the sun today, but you know.
Yeah,
We're stuck in the shade.
Yeah, the filming company could have put us in the nice warm sun, but yeah, here we go. We get to see the sun from our nice cold shade. Unbelievable. They're looking at me, giving me eyeballs as if it was me that told them to set up here, but we'll blame them anyway. Blame the presenters. Salim, difficult trip to Grimsby, wasn't it? Always is a difficult trip to Grimsby. Not somewhere I enjoy going, I've got to admit.
Most and obviously Grimsby's, I'm sure if you're aware, the club's been sold. If they were to get relegated, the transaction won't go.
Right, okay.
John Finn, person as well. So, all the best to them, but it wasn't an easy game for us, and obviously we lost, so we can't.
Is that an exclusive here on Talk
No,
of the
no,
Town? There's a few changes in the lineup today. David Radari comes in, very much sort of part of our model, isn't it, of trying to find sort of unearth talent that maybe he's been doing well in the non-league and he has at Hastings. Is he someone that you're thinking, do you know what, he could be the next Max Waters, as we're going to call it?
Well, yeah, you know, when I mean the next Max Waters, you know, Rodari is someone who, when you give him the chance, I think he's a hungry young talent, and I think he would want to do the best for the badge. And it would be important for him to as many games as he can. Look, it's not easy. January.
Yeah.
Fill
Adapt
in
straight away.
That
Yeah.
scored 14 goals is very difficult. So not too much pressure on him, but don't see why not. He could, you know, use this match as a start for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And on Exeter today, obviously they're a talented squad, but the model of the club, is that kind of where Crawley aspire to get to? Is Exeter kind of like a benchmark?
Yeah, look, their advantage is obviously it's a club that's been in the league for quite a long time and have a good setup of an academy. And don't forget, despite having an academy, Crawley Town, with the sales they've done in the last 5 years, it is a model where, you know, it's not luck or this. Everyone in the club has put an effort into it, and this is what we actually want to make sure, you know, the club has a sustainability of finances where it can roll on itself, and I believe it will. But like I said, despite not having, you know, an academy and being in the league less than 10 years, I think everyone who's put effort to this club in the past as well, it's a great appreciation, I say, and I thank you everyone, not just, you know, the previous owner, but the previous commercial support, and it's not. No, honestly, genuinely, I'm not saying.
He picks the phone up, someone answers, it's 500 quid.
It's not because you know. Let me tell you. Can I mention?
Yours,
I remember when I first, because we was into football and recruitment a lot. So I remember when the previous commercial manager before me was Ewan, yes, and Ewan said to me, you know, you're a commercial guy, marketing guy, and I was like, I went on to Google and I typed in commercial. Well, you know, what is commercial football? You know, like because I
But you've quickly learned. You've learned. You've learned. You've done a good job.
I didn't even Google it, Steve. I'll just make it up as I go along.
it was
sure.
He can't spell Martin, so don't you worry about that.
It's quite fun to mix in, getting a phone call, left wing back, this, that. Then closing, going on to holding, then coming back, strikers. It was quite fun. And I'll tell you another thing where we know, I know every club, right? And certain departments. And I know a team in department of 6 people in a team where Crawley Town had 1 or 2 people in that department. So and for us to be doing better than these teams, I think everyone,
underestimated.
I'm being honest. So for me, it's an honour involved in the last 5 years. So,
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice words
What
there
a
for
speech.
Salim. Yeah.
Sorry
Great
to be-
stuff.
No,
It was good.
lovely. Thank you very much for joining
You're
us,
welcome.
Salim.
Cheers,
Appreciate
Salim.
your
Thank
time, as always. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank one of our sponsors, Mr. Declutter. Huge thank you to them for funding the show and keeping the show going and getting good quality content like Salim has just given us there. So if you are looking at getting a garage clearance, a house clearance, and you got some mess and you don't want the stress, the people for you are Mr. Declutter. Get in touch with them. They are doing 20% off garage clearances for Reds fans. So just quote Crawley Town FC when you are looking to purchase with them, and they will sort that out. Great team over at Mr. Declutter. So please support them so they can support us. Somebody else who supports us is Complete Turf Care, and Ben and his team doing a wonderful job on the pitch as always. Pitch looking really good, actually.
Yeah, it does. I wouldn't say it to his face, but it does.
Don't want to tell him. He might be watching, you never know. But yeah, they sponsored a segment on the show, Pitching In with Complete Turf Care. We put a little, very dodgy voice over to it, Harry. I've got to be
I
honest.
haven't heard this yet.
Whoever the commentator is, great guy. But yeah, let's have a look at how Tom Dallison and assistant manager Lee Bradbury got on at the Pitching In with Complete Turf Care.
Here we are again. There's a lawnmower. And there's a man who we call Ben. Meet Ben. Say hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
From Complete Turf Care. He came up with the idea of pitching on the pitch with a golf club. That's right. This superhero that keeps our grass nice and neat for the game come up with chipping in with Complete Turf Care. Check them out.
Hello Reds fans, welcome to Pitching In, brought to you by our friends at Complete Turf Care. We know we've got a lot of keen golfers within the squad and we really want to test their golfing skills using our very high budget chipping net. How it works, each of the lads are going to have 5 shots. They'll be chipping in from 3 different distances. We're going to put the net at the 6-yard box, the penalty spot and finally the halfway line. It'll be pretty miraculous if anyone gets it in from there, but it's all good fun. There'll be 3 possible scores. We've got 10 points for the outer rim, 25 and 50 points for that inner red circle. When we move to the halfway line, if any of the lads can get it in from there, scores will be multiplied by 10. Let's play golf.
Okay, here we are then, Reds fans, for second edition of Pitching In. Tom Dallison here. Clearly a keen golfer, we know that on the basis he takes about half an hour per shot. Oh, maybe not such a keen golfer after all. So, second shot here from Dallo. Possibly needs some slightly longer trousers. Oh, not bad. Getting better here from the left back. That's it, cleaning the ball, that'll help, I'm sure. Dallo with his 3rd attempt. That's it, take your time, Dallo. Oh, well, it bounced in, but I suppose they all count, Dallo for attempt number 4. Oh, he's found his range now and he's in. He's got his eye in. Another scoring shot from Dallo. His final attempt here from this distance. Oh, and he's in again, in the bullseye, straight in the middle. Slow start from Dallison, but he picks up and ends well there. Okay, now it's time for Lee Bradbury, assistant manager. Saw him practicing in the office. If that's anything to go by, this isn't going to be great. Oh, but he's straight in. His practice has paid off. Attempt number 2 from Bradders. And he's in again. The experience showing here. The assistant manager showing the lads how it's done. Surely tempted to have a bash at Jack Powell there. Stood behind the target. Attempt 3, he's in it again. 3 in a row from the assistant manager. Powley trying to move the target. What's going on there? Oh, get closer to hitting Powley there, then hitting the target. Final shot here for Lee Bradbury. 3 from 4 so far. Oh, bounces, just misses the target. Okay, Tom Dallison again from the further distance. Penalty spot here. Youngie in the firing line behind. Oh, just wide. Dallison even got the golfing glove in the back of the trousers there. Very serious. Second attempt from Dallo. Oh, dribbles, but doesn't make it. Not good. Oh, Youngie in the firing line. Doesn't make it. It's 0 from 3 from Dallison. Needs more here. Fourth attempt. It's up in the air. Oh, just over the bar. Not a bad attempt from Dallison. Needs this to score something from this range. Hits the target but doesn't quite go in. So 0 from 5 there for Dallison, but Lee Bradbury's up next. Oh, doesn't quite make it. Lewis Young looking like a cricket wicketkeeper. Oh, it's in! It's in! Just sneaks in from Bradders. Already better than Dallison in this one. After only 2 attempts. Here's his third. Oh, it's in again! It's another bouncing in job. 2 from 3 from Bradbury. Absolutely on flames, the fella. 4th attempt. Oh, just wide, just short, just wide. Final attempt from Lee Bradbury. 2 from 4 so far. Great effort from this distance. Oh, I barely want to give him it, but it just about dribbles in. Okay, Dallison to the halfway line here. Hit and hope if ever I've seen it. Nowhere near. Looked way shot. Looks like he's even abandoned. Oh, Ben from the sponsor's not going to be happy how this controversial playing from the pitch. If Ben the groundsman could see this, he'd be absolutely livid. Oh my goodness. Pitching in with complete turf care. Well, he's going to take Ben the groundsman a good couple of hours to sort that out. Absolutely dire from Dallison. Bradbury from the more common. Oh, his big swing there. Looking like he's playing at the Open there. I'm not sure there was any reason for us to see the target, but there we go. No good from Bradbury's second attempt here on the halfway line. It's another big swing. Looks down as if it's the grass's fault, but quite frankly, it's a dire shot way to the right. But Bradbury does enough to win anyway. 75 points to Tom Dallison, 70. Congratulations to the assistant manager, Lee Bradbury.
Well, here we are again. There's a lawnmower. And there's a man who we call Ben. Meet Ben. Say hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
From Complete Turf Care. He came up with the idea of pitching on the pitch with a golf club. That's right, this superhero that keeps our grass nice and neat for the game come up with chipping in with Complete Turf Care. Check him out.
Welcome back to the People's Pension Stadium. Yes, a very controversial pitching in with Complete Turf Care. If Ben from Complete Turf Care is watching, he'll probably be wincing at the divot that Tom Dallison took out at the other end. But yes, you wanted to sponsor the show, Ben. You have to take the rough with the smooth, my friend.
Good golf pun, that.
The flat with the divots. Anyway, let's have a little look, go through that side. We haven't actually got a team sheet. What's Sam and Tom playing at?
It's all in your head, I know.
It's all in my head. It's all up here. So obviously in goal, Glenn Morris starts in goal, as always. A back three, it looks like, of George Frankham, Jordan Tunnicliffe and Joe McNerney.
Good.
Wing backs, it looks like, with Jordan Maguire, Drew, and Nick Cerula makes a return to the side. Then we've got Jack Powell, Jake Hessenthaler, and then just in front of them is Tom Nichols, and a front two of Ashley Nadelson and David Rodare. Hey, not bad. Interesting lineup there, Harry. What do you make of it? A slightly different setup. Tom Nichols probably playing in his favoured position there, like linking the midfield to a front two ahead of him, which worked very successfully when obviously Max Waters and Naderton.
Exactly. I mean, I was slightly surprised to see as many changes off the back of Tuesday when I thought we created a lot of chances, and I think on another day we do score 2 or 3. However, the changes that have been made, I guess it feels like, at the start of the season when you put together an 11, you're like, this is a little bit fresh, quite like this. It kind of feels like that, I think, when we've gone back to the 3/5, which I think we've always looked better at, especially over that run at Christmas. We went with that, and I think we looked really good. Radari getting 90 minutes will be big for him, I think, because I think it's hard enough trying to impact the game when you get 20 minutes, 15 minutes at the end, let alone when you're not used to the level. I think if he can come in and if he can get a good start, that confidence will go up.
I'm told he's got a good eye for goal, so it could be that. Look, if we can create chances for him.
I should hope so. We signed him as a player.
Yeah, he's a striker. We like to. But you like to think if we can create chances for Radari, that hopefully he could be the man that would take them. On that note, Ashley Naderson is clearly good enough for this level, possibly good enough
he's a League One player.
to play higher. He just maybe at the moment. Do you think he just lacks a goal? Just maybe need on Grimsby, if he'd taken one of them chances, he might have gone on and got 2 or 3. He's not playing badly.
No,
just
and this might sound
like
like a stupid statement, but he cares an awful lot. Which I know people, as footballers, they just should care, but I think he really does sort of take his own performances personally, which is obviously a really good thing if you're playing well. If you struggle a little bit, I think it can hold you back. And I think he was put through one-on-one early on at Grimsby, tried to loft it over the top of the keeper. And the keeper kind of just stood there and took it. Then he's hit the bar. He kind of lashed at a couple other shots. And for me, that doesn't mean, oh, no, he's not good enough for anything. I think we all know the quality he's got. And I think normally, 9 times out of 10, he probably gets a goal or 2. I think just the way it happened, we didn't get the rub of the green. And yeah, I think you're right. He's definitely capable of playing to a higher level. And I think if he, again, similar to Radari, if he scores in the first 15, 20 minutes, you can see him going on that little run. Sometimes
if Naderson and Radari start scoring goals, with obviously Nichols chipping in and a very creative player, that could be the difference between us firing up the league and our season maybe plateauing.
Yeah, what I think what will be good today is obviously on Tuesday we saw Naderson's greatest stretch in the game. We can clip balls into the channel and he'll chase them all day long. With Nichols getting on the ball, he's then got 2 options. Naderson can make that run in behind, or I think you could probably go to the feet of Radari. So I think Nichols is kind of set to thrive in this kind of a formation with good, talented, attacking players around him.
And another player who returns to the side today for the first time in a while is Nick Cerula. A lot of fans have been calling for him after a really good performance at Leeds and a positive start to his Crawley Town career. Maybe not one that many people saw. Do you think that will be a big improvement as a left wing back?
Definitely. I mean, you think we haven't really got that natural left back in the team because obviously Dallason's centre back by trade, so it'd be good to have him back in. I think in football, and people might look at this and go, he played really well against Leeds. He got taken off at Bournemouth and then hasn't been involved since. I think sometimes, and this is where John's man management is probably pretty good, is when someone's had that extreme high. Do you know what I mean? The best day of his career, probably like the best day of his life. Do you know what I mean? You saw the emotion that he had. Sometimes you have to be taken back down to earth. And if that means sitting out for a few games, then so be it. And he can get his focus back on the league and putting in good performances week in, week out. And if he puts in a solid 7 out of 10 performance today, I'd expect him to get a good run in the team now.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you can follow how Nick gets on and all of the Reds this afternoon. And I follow Gary and I believe Tony Vesey on commentary. You were on commentary. A lot of love for you on the commentary.
I'm so glad you mentioned this.
Friend. A lot of love on Facebook for
keep it coming in. Only when it's good.
As always, there'll be yeah. One person said he's good on Talk of the Town. I was like, hang on a second. I was here episode 1.
I'm going to get hammered next week.
No, you're very good on Talk of the Town.
Yeah,
and
thank
very
you.
good commentary.
You're not bad yourself.
That's a matter of opinion. Make sure you are watching live and I follow in about 20 minutes time. Now, let's move to an interview with Glenn Morris, our good friends, Sam and Tom. Sound like the Moose. Our good friend. Sam and Tom caught up with goalkeeping legend Glenn Morris earlier this week to have a little chat on Zoom, and let's have a look at how that went.
Glenn, over 200 appearances now for the Reds and plenty of memories made over the years. Can you kind of pick out your favourite memories in a red shirt?
I For me, this season's cup run was pretty special. Beating the Premier League team at home, and obviously over the years I've been hearing about the Man United cup run. There's been very a few of them over the years that you've heard about, but to actually be involved in one and to go down in a bit of history is something that to look back on in the future and be proud of. So yeah, that's got to be right up there for me. Obviously, last season with the Stoke and the Norwich game was fantastic. Brilliant achievement by the club. Obviously, I didn't. I wasn't actually on the pitch at the time, so it was fantastic to be involved in it. But to actually be on the pitch this year with the Leeds game, that was very special. Other one stand out is I know it sounds silly, but even like last season, a couple of seasons ago when we beat Yeovil away, and we was just about to get dragged into a bit of a relegation fight, and it's just a massive relief really, and everyone in the dressing room after the game it was a great feeling. So that's another one, but yeah, that's it.
I suppose it's probably not every day that you get to keep a clean sheet against a Premier League team, and it's not like they sit out there with their kids out. You were facing millions of pound striker in Rodrigo there as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think I only had one save to make the whole game, and it was not what you expected to get. But we was playing full of confidence at that point, and just felt like we was going to beat anyone, and we just took it into that game and really put it to them. And I don't think they expected us to do that. So it was brilliant. And like you said, a clean sheet, and it just couldn't have gone any better. The only thing was missing was obviously the fans in the stadium, but. We couldn't do anything about that, but I hope we did them proud by what we did on the pitch.
I'm going to put you on the spot a bit, Glenn, with a tough one here. We know you're one of our longest serving players. If you could pick out one player that you've played with in the Crawley team, the most technically gifted player that Crawley have had since you've been here, who would you choose?
Cool, that is putting me on the spot. Technically gifted player. There's been lots of very good players in my time since I've been here. When I first come to the club, we had James Collins, who's obviously gone on to do great things. We had Josh Yorworth, centre back, brilliant player. Honestly, so talented. Enzio, where he was brilliant, fast, quick, pacey. Had a lot of fantastic attributes, and then obviously even like last year with Panucci Kamara, I thought he had a lot of something that you couldn't buy, and that was just that energy in midfield. And obviously technically gifted. Jack Powell's obviously got great delivery, great sees passes that maybe is probably too good for this level sometimes. There's lots of good I don't know. It's a difficult one, and obviously Max. You can't buy that natural goal scoring finish, and he just had it, and he just used to hit it, and it went in, and then you just can't find that anywhere, and that's amazing. But I don't know. I don't really want to single out anyone. There's been loads of brilliant players, and I've enjoyed playing with them all.
One more from a goalkeeper's perspective. It must be so difficult with all the saves that you've made, but can you pick out one individual save that is your favourite in a Crawley shirt?
I don't know if I can do it. There's been lots of saves, but I always sort of remember the ones that I should have saved or I should have done better with. But I don't know. Maybe you guys have to tell me. But the ones that are important. That Yeovil game is just a really important game. There was a few saves in there which maybe weren't the best, but they were just important at that point. I don't know, one save. There was a last minute one away at Accrington where you got the 3 points. It was a header from quite close in. That was, that's last minute 3 points. That's as good as it gets for a goalkeeper, really.
Fair enough. And obviously, we spoke a lot about the cup runs. In terms of this season, though, how would you sort of sum that up? Obviously, we've had a brilliant season so far. We've had those memories of the cup. But as a player, how would you sum up the season so far?
It's been so far it's been good, and maybe at the minute you don't want to make excuses, but I think any team might have struggled with their top scorer going, and with the the stop for the coronavirus at the same sort of time probably wasn't ideal. You don't want to make excuses because that's football. You got to get on with it. But we fantastic cup run, still within a chance to push on to get into the playoff situation. I mean, I'm sure we would have taken this at the start of the season. So we've got to be happy with how it's going. But we just need to kick on now. It's like since I've been at the club, there's always been near the end of the season where we just drifted away. So I'm hoping that that's not the case this season.
One more thing, Glenn. We know about your heavy involvement with the London Performance Academy. Obviously, it's a big opportunity for many people out there. Can you give us some more information on that and how people can get involved?
Yeah, it's obviously we're just trying to give a lot of young kids a second chance. To have a chance of getting into the football environment, and as well as doing their schoolwork, to give them another career. If it doesn't quite work out, they still can go down that route. But we've had success stories with Raf and Simon, obviously both signing from that from the academy, and Raf's gone on to make his debut, which was fantastic for us all there. But that's it. We're just trying to when I come to the club, there was obviously no youth team, and when we looked at it, we just thought there was a chance to give some boys in the sort of local area to have another chance at football and success. So that's what we did.
Glenn, thanks a lot. I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow against Exeter.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Oh, always a good chat with Glenn.
He's a good lad.
We like Glenn. He's a favourite here on Talk of the Town. We like another favourite is Ian Cobbett from the community. Here he is. Here he is. Hello, say hello to the viewers. You're live.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Mum.
a Talk of the Town favourite. That's Ian from community. You might not recognise him with the shocking hair. It's like a Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Raggy. Anyway, yes, that's all we've got time for here. The players are making their way in. Go grab yourself a cup of tea. Order yourself a Ballers. I think I mentioned Ballers all show. Match day meal deal is on the go again.
Get in now, because Joe will be getting in.
Joe will be in there straight away. Burger, chips and a drink for just £5. There is time for us to thank the sponsors. Mr. Declutter, as always, no mess, no stress. Big love to you guys. Also, thanks to D Durrance Removal and Storage, who are going to be sponsoring over land and sea. We're going to hopefully do the Morecambe edition on Tuesday.
Yeah, so when you're sitting doing your work on Monday and you go, I've got nothing to look forward to this week. Joe and Harry are going to be showing us around Morecambe tomorrow.
Joe will not be taking a dip in Morecambe
Yeah.
Bay, let me tell you. We'll see if we can get Harry or Nick the Geordie. Maybe if everyone chucks some money in a pot, we could get him to do it. Anyway, that's it from us. We will see you next Tuesday away at Morecambe. So all that is left for Harry. Are you going to say it this week?
I'm going to say
all
it.
that's left is for me and Harry to say, Come
on,
you
you
Reds! What a show! If you enjoyed it as much as we did, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so you can be notified about when we are next live here from Talk of the Town. Make sure you don't ever miss an episode, subscribe, hit the bell, and we will see you again very soon.